I want to direct us to here. Dude, the shaycarl thing. Are you up to date on that, Scarce?
I don't know anything about it. I know he made vlogs in like 2010.
It's
Dude, that stuff
get
is really creepy.
For people who make like 6 hours of content a week, these guys know nothing about YouTube. Like you know, like the PewDiePie drama, the shaycarl drama. They just don't pay attention to the slightest. Like they have no nothing.
I can understand. I think sometimes YouTube drama seems fucking petty, and I completely agree. Like a lot of the stuff, like,
dude, so
and I'll
what
be the
did Shay
first to
do?
admit it. But,
Lay it out.
Oh yeah,
there.
so Shay.
Can you do a timeline
right.
sort of?
Yeah. So shaycarl, you guys know he's like a family man, right? He has like this nice little family. He's rich as fuck. This dude has like I think $500 million or something.
He had a big weight loss
success.
Yeah, he's skinny now, right?
Oh yeah. So I guess there's a lot of stuff that are going good for him, but recently he kind of fucked up. Recently there was DMs that were leaked between this one cam girl and him, and he was saying some pretty disgusting things to this girl. Like he was talking about, you know, like wanting to suck on her tits and stuff, and it was just like, you know, it doesn't really bother me. But,
Oh wait,
I mean, this
because he's married.
Yeah, he has a fucking family.
Okay. I was like, what did he say?
No, so he's married.
What is it that you can't
He
privately
did say some pretty disgusting stuff.
Dude, the
I
stuff was
actually looked
great.
through these messages.
It was like,
couldn't even
I
read them
want to
out my video.
lick you from the small of your back to your belly button.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
it was some disgusting
there's some
stuff.
good shit in there.
stuff.
That's a very interesting line. That's the scenic route. Yeah.
And there were real specifics about how he wanted to fuck her, where he wanted to lick her, what he wanted to do to her. It was just full on dirty talk with someone who is not his
Was there
wife.
reciprocation? Because you can't really tell in these until you see the chat. Because if you describe it as he was saying all this gross stuff, and then you see the chat and it's like back and forth, it's like, okay, I can feel.
No,
this.
it was
You see
just
the
he
chat and
literally
it's
had
pages of him.
Yeah,
Not
he
good.
literally had like essays of this stuff, like, and she didn't respond at all. Like, he just kept sending her stuff all night long. I'm not even joking. Like, this girl and me were in a call for a while talking about it because I was trying to get the story from her, and she's just like, she just thought he was drunk, and he definitely was. I mean, he said that afterwards. He was just like hammered, I guess, when he was saying this to her. But yeah, he just sent her all this shit when he was drunk, and then I guess he woke up and he fucking regretted the fuck out of it. But dude, apparently he's been like drinking again. He's been like, I don't know. He's been doing some really bad stuff. He made like this whole post about how his life has kind of been in shambles recently, and he's had to he had to delete his Twitter account and stuff. So yeah, I feel bad for him, but I guess his life hasn't been the best.
Wow.
Right
Yeah,
now.
that started off with a lot of potential to be funny, and now I feel bad for him.
Oh no, we'll get there. Don't
Apparently-
worry. Just keep digging.
Apparently in his life, off and on, he's had trouble
Picking.
with alcohol. So he just sort of hit a low spot. It's interesting, man. Like on the surface, things can be going great for someone, or most people. That's their voice crack. Most people, their number one problem is money, right? Like that's the thing. Every single day, they spend like 8-10 hours a day working on money. Like that's what they're up to. And then all the other problems are kind of minor. And when someone doesn't have a money problem like shaycarl, it's hard to relate to it. Like, man, like if I had all the money I needed, all of life would be so easy.
Oh, yeah,
Everything would be
exactly.
easy street. Like, oh, if I had that much money, man, I would just have pure happiness. Because I spent 8-10 hours a day working on that problem. If I didn't have that problem, like I'd hardly have any problems.
Yeah, like I'm kind of happy. Like I'm not happy at all. I'm actually pretty sad that like I started making a lot of money so young, because it actually ruins all the fun out of it. Like when there's a sponsorship deal for a ton of money for me, it's like I don't even want to take it anymore because there's no point. It's like I already have what I want right now. It's like I'm kind of comfortable, and now it's like when I see huge numbers, they're not as surprising to me as they were when I first started YouTube. And I was so interested, like I was so happy about that first $1,000 check from YouTube. Now it's like, oh, we're gonna pay you 50 grand. It's like, whatever. It's not that big a deal, and it kind of sucks because it ruins it all.
Like I remember when I worked at Cisco, I'd work like overtime for like 6 months in a row or something, and then they'd give me a bonus of like $1,500, $2,000, and it'd be like, oh, sweet, like it's an extra $2,000. It was after tax. That's the way Cisco did their bonuses, and so you have a check for an actual $2,000, and then like things go real well for you on YouTube and such. And it's like, here's a check for $5,000, but oh fuck, do I really want to drive to the bank for 4 digits? Like, what a pain in the ass this is,
right?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
4 digits. My God, these are problems I wish I had. This is
No,
like
I understand.
this is like the you know that pyramid of needs like Maslow's pyramid of needs, where it's like first you got to take care of like your physical needs, like food and water and shit, and then you gotta be worried about like safety, and then up at the very top it's like self-actualization, where it's like people being douchebags, like meditating all day, convincing themselves of doing something, or maybe they aren't, who fucking knows. That's just like the peak of like, I don't have any real problems, so I'm contriving them, I'm making them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it seems like yeah, if you make a ton of money young, you get real quick, real high up on that pyramid list to where you're like, oh, this amount of money they're giving me, you're not thinking of it in terms of this is how many months rent in that shit apartment I used to live in. Like, wow, this is huge, or this is how much this would pay on my car insurance, and that was really a big deal, and I was struggling. It's more just like, well, throw it on the pile, you know.
Well, that's why you don't hear, like, in third world countries, you don't hear about anorexia being a big epidemic. Like I had an immediate family member with anorexia, and it was like you just could not get her to eat. And it's like, you think about, like, the whole time I was thinking, like, what if she lived in Africa? This would not be a problem at all. Like, she would be wanting to eat every single day. Yeah, exactly. Like, she was a skeleton. I'm like if she was in Africa, like, she would be wanting to eat really badly, but it's because she's in, like, a first world country and she has all these, you know, she has everything at her fingertips. She just doesn't want to.
It's almost like knowing the option is there.
Exactly.
Is a way to keep it going, where it's like, if everything did go to shit right now and they're like, you need to start eating or you'll die, you know, there's a Big Mac 3 feet away, like with someone trying to shamp down your throat. But yeah, it is interesting how those disorders span across the world.
Well, that's interesting about shaycarl. That's pretty interesting. So I want to know more about the specifics though. Like this where was the cam girl from? Like what site? Is it like My Free Cams? Like, is that what she does for a living?
I could probably check girl? Right now.
Is
she's
she a
from
Twitter? I mean, is she like a Twitch game? Like what level of cam girl are we talking about?
It's one of those like cam girl sites she's on. Like one of those, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say them. But like it's like. It's,
what's your favorite?
I mean, I don't watch cam girls. I don't think any of that stuff's interesting. I just watch just straight up porn. I don't actually even follow any porn stars. Just look at the thumbnail and just click on it. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a big Faye Reagan fan myself.